Hello, hello, we are live. Welcome to Cooking with Chef Frank. My name is Frank Kramer. I'm the host of Cooking with Chef Frank. I'm also the founder of Eat Like a Vegan Chef. Welcome to today's episode. We are going to go over breakfast options, and I'm going to cook today sauteed tofu with vegetables, sweet potatoes, tomato sauce, and avocados. So sit back, relax, and let's get cooking. But before I start, I just wanted to welcome everyone. Let's wait a few minutes until everyone comes in. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Biba. Thanks for joining me. Um, so as you know, we are also um, in our second week of our challenge, and I'm curious how everyone is doing. I know we have a lot of things going on in the Facebook group, and hey, if you like, you can uh, update me how you're doing in the challenge. If you have lost any weight, how you feel. Um, that I think other people would love to know how you guys doing throughout the 2 weeks challenge. Okay, for everyone who just joined me, I'm cooking a sauteed tofu with vegetables, sweet potatoes, tomato sauce, and avocado sauce. This is actually a breakfast option, especially for busy people or athletes. I'm going to address a few breakfast options, especially for those of you who are very active and where a salad or a light breakfast doesn't work for you. So I think this will be a good addition to your breakfast options. As this is a very high protein dish, but it also have plenty of carbs to keep you going. This is a perfect option for those of you who are hitting the gym on a regular basis. Okay, welcome everyone. Hi Deb, hi Mary, hi Deborah, hi Kelly, hi Barbara, Carol, Linda, Geraldine, Deb. Welcome. Okay, good. Before I forget, I just wanted to mention that I do have a free webinar coming up this Friday about holistic nutrition and lifestyle. So this is really a treat for you guys. I thought creating a free webinar for you guys. Um, what is about holistic nutrition and the lifestyle, a holistic lifestyle. Um, in my opinion, it's the holy grail of health. Um, it's it's quite a lot of stuff what I'm going to cover. I try to squeeze as much as I can in 1 hour, and you're welcome to join me. I can post a link later, or you can sign up. There's a sign up form to be notified. You can also go to the Facebook page and get a reminder there. But let me just copy and paste this link here and post it in there, so you can go. If you haven't done already, you can register for this webinar, so you get reminded and you get the link as well. Just typing it in here. Okay, good. So you can just click on it and register for the holistic nutrition webinar. I think it's going to be a nice treat for you guys, as holistic lifestyle is, in my opinion, it builds upon what I coach in this Eat Like a Vegan Chef program. I think it didn't post, so maybe Stacy, you can post it if you don't mind. For some reason, it wouldn't post on my end. Yeah, good. Okay, so let's get going. I'm going to start with the tofu, and keep in mind this is a breakfast option, but you can also use it for lunch or for dinner. So it's not really a must use for breakfast. Use it whenever time you want to eat or you're in a mood for tofu. Okay, good. Let's get going. And I'd like to know, can you hear me guys properly? Just wanted to make sure that everyone is hearing me properly. Just give me a thumbs up or a yes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. In the meanwhile, sounds great. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Barbara. Very good. Thanks, Stacy. Let's get going. Okay, I'm gonna put some heat under my pan, high heat as usual, and this is a perfect demonstration of oil-free cooking as well. You know, for those of you who are new here, I always cook without oil, and this is a perfect example of how to cook without oil. Good. Let me change my camera and let's see. Yeah. Okay. That's better. Okay, cool. Good. As usual, we want to start with onions and garlic. Put the garlic in too. And as you can see, I don't have oil in here. And I always have some water ready. Every time I see the onions trying to burn a little bit, I don't want it to burn, I want it to caramelize a little. Add a little bit of water to it. You see the brown? This is your caramelization. Okay. Good. The caramelization gives you more depth, more flavor into your dish, so that's very important. Not every dish looks for, we don't look for caramelization. Every dish, for instance, if it's a white stew or white soup, we do not want caramelization. But for vegetable stews, why not? It gives you more flavor. Okay, now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of celery. And a quarter cup of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. And about a teaspoon of half a teaspoon of oregano. Okay, this is the time I'm going to add about half a cup of beans. I use black beans. I just like the color, that's why I use black beans. And now I'm going to add about 1.5 cup of mushrooms. And I cut the mushrooms a little bit different this time. I cut them in batches, so to speak, to give it a little bit more bite. So now I want to make sure that I caramelize these vegetables in here a little further. If you like, you could add a little bit of salt to it, if you want. You can see already that this is easily 3-4 cups of vegetables, and I'm not done yet. I have at least another 3-4 cups of vegetable coming, plus my tofu. So this is really a good breakfast that sets you up for the day. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it, because I don't want my, you see here, it's starting to stick on the bottom. This is flavor, so I just want to make sure I remove it with the water. And then I start the caramelization process again. And I do this several times throughout the day, throughout the dish. Aha, I see Sharon is in Cozumel. Nice, nice. We're all jealous of you. Good for you. Nice. Okay. So now I'm going to add my tofu. And I have about a little bit more than a cup. Cut it in almost 1-inch pieces. And that's also the time I'm going to add a little bit of broccoli to it. And as you know, I cut my broccoli 30 minutes before I cook it, or 40 minutes, so I can activate the cancer-fighting sulforaphane in there. Because if I cut my broccoli early, it will mix with the oxygen and will activate those cancer-fighting properties in the broccoli. Let's give it a little bit of seasoning. You don't have to use salt. Salt is optional. I'm going to give it a little cumin, about a half a teaspoon. And you can, I used firm tofu. You can use soft tofu to, you can make it a scrambled eggs if you like. So that's also possible. You know, if you want to imitate scrambled eggs. But, you know, I don't like to use the word eggs because that's not what we're cooking. We're cooking tofu, but a lot of us want to copy scrambled eggs, even though we don't eat eggs anymore. But I think I like to get away from the the animal names. So it is, I would call it a scrambled tofu or sauteed tofu. I want to add a little bit of water to it. And for those of you who just joined me, I'm cooking a power breakfast for busy people or for athletes who need a lot of calories right from the bed in the morning. This breakfast will provide you with everything you need. And I also have some sweet potatoes in my steamer. Okay. Good. So we're almost there. I'm going to remove my sweet potatoes from my steamer. Okay, that should be good. And then towards the end, I'm going to add some power greens. So these are the power greens you get in the supermarket. You have baby kale in here, you have spinach, Swiss chard, arugula. So this is a real power greens. Okay, let me switch my camera quickly. Okay. Yes. I just took out my sweet potatoes from my steamer. I had it in there for 7 minutes, almost too long. It's almost too soft. Okay. Good. So this is ready. And it's really up to you how you're going to serve your sweet potatoes with the tofu. You could cut it in cubes and add it to the pan. That's perfectly fine. I just give it a little, I slice it so it looks a little more presentable. It's hot, that's why. Just came out of the steamer. So I'm going to switch my camera so I can show you what I'm doing here. Okay. Right here. Yes, it's in the plate. I'm gonna add my sweet potatoes on the plate. I sliced them and now I'm gonna fan them on the plate. Oops. Okay. Okay. I'm going to add my tofu stew or scramble right next to it. And as you can see, you have all the good vegetables in here that give you nutrients and support you throughout your day with carbs, protein, and fats. Keep in mind, this is not a weight loss dish, although you could eat it, but then you really have to make sure that throughout the day you want to cut down on your starchy vegetables throughout the day, because this is a power dish. This is not going to let you lose weight because it has everything you need to get you power throughout the day. Okay, so now we are basically dressing it up with a little bit of tomato sauce. Which okay. And just basically avocados with lime and lemon juice. Okay. Good. We can dress it up with some herbs. I think some cilantro is, or in this case I have actually parsley, but cilantro would be more appropriate. I'm going to chop my herbs, and I'm just going to decorate my dish with okay. And this dish is going to give you the oomph you need to get through the day. This is a real power breakfast, and I'm going to show it to you here in this camera here, so you have an idea what I was talking about. It got all the nutrients you need to get you through the day. It got the green leafy vegetables. It got your starchy vegetables. It got non-starchy vegetables. So it got everything you need to power you through the day. And this is a perfect athlete breakfast. It's really up to you how big you want to make your portion. If you are a professional athlete, well, double up on a portion or triple up. That's all good. You just want to make sure that you don't overeat. You don't want to eat, more than you really need. Eat until you're satiated, and that's all you need to do. Okay, let me answer a few questions here. No, Cheryl, I did not get a new gas range. I'm at a different home, that's why. The other one has a electric stove, and here I have a gas stove. Okay, let me see. What's the red stuff? The red stuff is sweet potatoes, or I think you're talking about the tomato sauce. Very basic tomato sauce. Since we don't have tomatoes in New York, I use canned tomatoes. And just saute them with a little garlic and some herbs, and that's it. So very, very basic marinara sauce. Yes, that's correct, Stacy. Spring mix is more lettuces. Power greens is kale, chard, Swiss chard, and those kind of green leafy vegetables. Yes. Serves how many? So what I did here serves easily 2 people, but if you wanted to eat this on your weight loss, then I would recommend eating a very small portion of that. It will make you satiated, but you don't want to overeat too much, especially on the tofu and the avocado. Then again, these are very, very healthy vegetables. So try it out. I always suggest, if you have to lose a lot of weight, don't go with tofu and avocados and nuts and all these fatty vegetables. But once a week you can try it out and see how it works for you. Because you get different nutrients with those foods. Yes, you can freeze your tofu. Yeah. What I recommend is, when you use your tofu, put it on a piece of paper towel, put a pot on top of it, so you squeeze out the water, it becomes less watery, and then you can saute it better. It caramelizes easier. And when you freeze it, you actually, I have learned it recently, that when you put tofu in the freezer, you actually degrade the fibers in there. And not sure if that's a good thing, but it's very easy to use. You put it on a piece of paper, put a pot on top of it, and squeeze out the water, and it becomes totally dry. But I'm not a fan of freezing vegetables per se, just to break down their fibers. I don't think it's the right way to use our vegetables. Well, if you cannot get anything else but frozen vegetables, absolutely go for it. Like broccoli, that's the thing. Usually when you freeze vegetables, they are flash frozen, so the fibers are not destroyed. But in most cases, take a look at when you buy a fresh vegetable, like fresh broccoli, and then put a bowl of frozen broccoli right next to it. I'm not saying frozen vegetables are not good. They're just as good for you. They're actually picked at peak and frozen right away, so they probably have more nutrients, but the fibers are kind of destroyed, because just put those fresh vegetables and frozen vegetables next to each other, you can tell that the frozen vegetable is completely soft, and they're not cooked. You think they're cooked, but they're not. They're just soft because the cold temperatures break down the fibers. If that's a good thing, I don't know. If you don't have anything else, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would prefer fresh ones if I have fresh ones. And it's the same with tofu. So if you put the tofu in the freezer, the cold temperatures break down the fibers. But it's also easier to use afterwards. Absolutely, you can eat this on your cheat day. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good question. It's not really a cheat dish, but it's, if we want to stay away from avocados and tofu, then this is a good cheat dish. Absolutely. But again, this is more like a dish for athletes and for people who are very active. So if you have an active day, if you're an active person, absolutely, try it out. Especially, I know that I don't know if Erica is here today. That would be a perfect breakfast for her. And I know Tasha. I don't know if she's here. She's an instructor, a fitness instructor. For her, it would be perfect as well. Anyone who is very active. Okay. Good. So that's basically it for my demonstration for the power breakfast. There are other options you can do. For instance, look at the color of the sweet potatoes. You know what you see, what the color means? Antioxidants. They are full of antioxidants, and you can use the same sweet potatoes and add them to your oatmeal. That is going to give you a power oatmeal. It blends in, it makes your oatmeal sweet, and then you can add nuts, chia seeds, hemp seeds, whatever you like, um, and flax meal, and you have a complete power breakfast. Add some berries on top, and you're good to go. So these are my recommendations for a power breakfast. Um, Let me see if anyone has any questions. If not, I don't know if you heard me earlier. We have, I'm offering a free holistic nutrition webinar this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on right here on Facebook and YouTube. It's a live stream. It's free to you. I'm talking about holistic nutrition, as I believe that a holistic lifestyle is the holy grail of, health, to go towards health. And I think this is these days, when we are so busy, when we're having a lifestyle where we are basically active 24/7, so to speak, it's extremely important to take care of ourselves. And I will address all these things in this webinar. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised that what you learn from there. Many of you maybe know it already, but it's going to be, for many people, it's going to be an eye-opener, simply because many of our chronic diseases we develop here, beside from the food we eat, is simply by what we do to our own body. May it be stress, may it be our jobs, and maybe it has nothing to do with eating, but everything else around us, the toxins we breathe, the toxins we put on our skin, all these things have an effect on our health. So from that point of view, I think it's going to be a treat for you. Good. It's going to be about an hour long, and I'll have a Q&A afterwards. But yeah, and I posted a link earlier. So let me know, just message me if you need more information. And I would say that's it. If you're on YouTube, please, if you don't mind, click the thumbs up button, give me a like. That would really help my channel to grow, and subscribe to my channel. All these things help me grow, to get the message out. I really, really appreciate it. Again, any other information you can find at eatlikeaveganchef.com. Again, for all these challengers who participating in our 2-week challenge, we have our challenge celebration this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'm going to give prizes away for all those who have achieved great results throughout the challenge, who have lost the most weight, who have achieved incredible health benefits. And again, I'm going to give away one lifetime membership for a person who wants to stay in a membership, wants to stay in our group, but cannot afford it. So I always get asked the question, what is it like, the membership? Basically, the 2-week challenge, what you have seen right now, this is what I do all year round. But there are a lot of more benefits to it. Beside that I give you every week a new meal plan, a shopping list, and the recipes. You also have transition planner in there. You do have all the videos, all the batch cooking, all the cooking demos I've ever produced, they're in there as well. we do have a guest speaker every month. We do actually have a guest speaker next week. I believe it's next week, Friday, if I'm not mistaken. It is actually in the calendar, and she is a fitness instructor, and she will talk about how people over 50 can exercise in a safe way. So I think you're all going to be, this is really a treat, and I'm looking forward for that. Really, really looking forward for that. When I had a meeting with her previously, and it just, I was very, very amazed of what she had to bring to the table. You're really going to be in for a treat then. Okay, unfortunately, that is, fortunately, this is something what you can watch here on Facebook and YouTube. But again, all our members have all the guest speakers ready in our library. And very often I create a treat just for our members with speakers. And that is only addressed to our members. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, the question is, how do I feel about olives and roasted chestnuts? Well, olives have a lot of fat and a lot of salt. I want you to take a look on the label on olives and check out how much fat and how much salt they have. And you will be surprised how much salt you get with, I think it's 7 or 8 olives. It's absolutely amazing. So you want to be careful with eating too many olives. I love olives too. But again, if you want to lose weight, you just want to restrict your olives to a minimum. Because again, if you eat a lot of salt, you're going to harbor water and your weight fluctuates, and it's not what you want. Roasted chestnuts, absolutely. I love them too. I grew up with chestnuts. Absolutely. You can have them, but they have a lot of fat too. So they're healthy, but just keep in mind, if you're on a weight loss journey, keep it to a minimum. It's okay to have just a few nuts a day, but keep it on a low end. Okay, great. So I would say, if I don't see any more questions, I'm so grateful that you're all here, that you participated in my Cooking with Chef Frank. Really appreciate it. And I have one more question. How do you print out the calendar for a month? Just go into the library and you will find it there under the 14-day challenge. It's right there. But I can also send you a copy. In fact, I might be able to give you one right now. Give me 1 second. Yeah, no, I don't have the link here, so I can post it. I will post it later in the Facebook group. Okay, so you get the calendar there. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure. I hope you liked my live stream today, and I'll see you hopefully Sunday for all those who have participated in the challenge. I see you Sunday at 8 p.m. Otherwise, I'll see you around on Facebook or even on Clubhouse. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Bye.